How is everybody doing today? I have not been making videos for, I don't know, a little over a week now because the news that has been coming out has just been pretty much the same and it has been completely horrible. I have a bunch of news stories that I've been working on before I took the break. So really quick, I'm going to just jam through some things that I have been noticing in the news a lot. So this is Puppy Pot and Chill 685. I'm here with Munch. He's on the bed. Maybe I'll try to get him into the picture later. Let's start. Women and children killed in the streets of Kabul. Biden administration writes a note asking the Taliban to be nice. In France, police kept people from food and water because no vaccine passport. They are literally starving people out because of their choice or medical condition which doesn't allow them to get a vaccine. Meanwhile, new reports and studies show the vaccine and effectiveness, especially Pfizer, is not. They've been lying about how good it is. Let's just put it that way. Some institutes and businesses are punishing the unvaccinated with fines and trumped up charges against them, and people are losing their jobs. And here's the deal. They're taking people that are medically unable to get the vaccine and punishing them, firing them, forcing them out of their job position. Even with the max vaccinations, almost 60% of COVID surges upward, with many of the sick already being vaccinated. So what it means is that a lot of people that are in the hospitals sick with COVID now have already been vaccinated. But the vaccine does not stop you from getting COVID or push or getting it out there and giving it to somebody else. Several ill patients that cannot get the vaccine are being taken off lists for heart transplants because they cannot get the vaccine. So these people are in a position where they can't get the vaccine, but because they can't get the vaccine, they're being taken off lists that would save them, heart transplants. This is how we're punishing people. This is not a free America. Freedom is going right out the fucking window. And like an idiot, I did not load my bowl or anything. So I'll keep talking and load as I go. And then we'll take a hit. Promise. And sorry about my hair. It is completely fucked up. I know it. Don't know what to say. It happens. The way we're treating people is just absolutely disgusting. And we need to change if we want to see any kind of progress in the future. People are breaking down and starting to become desperate to the point where a man claiming to have a bomb is at the end of his rope because of the government and is ready to drive the bomb to the hill to blow himself and others up. In other words, he's been pushed so far that he feels the only option now is to blow himself up. If this isn't a major red flag, I don't know what is. We're pushing people to the very brink and then wondering why they're going and losing their mind. The Supreme Court of the United States rules that Biden must restart the Remain in Mexico policy Trump put in place because it's a fucking smart thing to do. Alright, Biden has completely fucked up the southern border and he needs to get it back. Oregon implementing mandate for masks to be worn outdoors, everywhere, regardless of vaccination status. And the grip tightens on the throat of freedom even more. Freedom is being lost because of the Democrats pushing their mandates on the American people. The people are getting tired of having to wear masks and is finally starting to see through the fake news, mainly because of the fiasco and debacles that are so large that the Democratic left can no longer hide it or lie about it. Because it's so big it just can't be hidden anymore. One of the main ones is that the Afghanistan pullout. That was a complete fuck up. Yeah, we should have gotten our guys out of there a long time ago, but we needed to do it in a way where we didn't strand Americans over there like the administration says that they wouldn't do, but they did. Clearly, absolutely lying to everybody about it. And the complete clusterfuck that surrounded the Biden-Harris administration through all of these fuck-ups, they just can't hide them anymore. Before, they had the mainstream media and everybody else out there hiding and doing all this, you know, not reporting on what's actually happening. And well, it's gone to the point now where they can't do it because the fuck-ups have become so big and so bad that they can't hide them anymore. So now people are waking up finally going, oh my God, we fucked up by voting for Biden. Well, yeah, it's because you didn't actually vote for Biden. You just voted against Trump because you hated Trump. And for what reason? Because the media told you to. And because you were so dumb that you were like, the media told me that I shouldn't like him, so I'm not going to like him. And I'm going to believe all the lies that the media puts forth. Huh. I'm doing a feed. Oh. Carry on. And what oozes from the ignorance, stupid gaffing, loss of memory, fuck way into politics, troglodyte, mumble mouth, breathing, knuckle dragging, piece of shit Biden, the asshole that he is, he continues to lie to the American people, and the Democrats still support him as he drives the American economy into the ground by printing money like you could print money off of a money tree. But in doing so, everybody that had, let's say, $10,000 in savings, that $10,000 is now worth $5,000. Biden is absolutely fucking us. These fucktards that carry guns that cannot follow simple instructions get zero sympathy from me. If you're so stupid you cannot follow simple instructions, you're too fucking stupid to have a gun. I carry a gun, and I've been jacked up by police like 3 or 4 different times. Meaning, you know, they come, they handcuff me, you know, they drag me out of my vehicle, they take my firearm, they go through everything, they search my truck. But in the end, because I followed instructions, I didn't get shot, and I got my gun back and let go. Now, if you were to just follow simple instructions when the police say, okay, here's the deal. If you don't want to get jacked up by police, don't do the crime. Number one, if you don't want to get jacked up, just don't do the crime. But if you're going to do the crime, just don't fight it if you get caught. If you get caught, you get caught. Like, fuck it. All right, you don't run. You don't. Let me see. Where am I here? Don't do the crime. If you're dumb enough to do the crime and get caught, do not run. Do not fight. Do not resist. Follow instructions. Do not flee. Keep hands in open view with no sudden movements. No passive resistance, like stiff arming, so it's difficult to get you in handcuffs. That is resisting arrest. It's passive resistance, but it's resisting nonetheless. When I got pulled over and had to go through all that, I actually made it easy for the cops to handcuff me. I helped them. I kept my hands in open view with no sudden movements. Everybody that I see in these videos that gets jacked up and shot is because they are not following clear instructions being given by the police. Everybody says, well, you shouldn't have to, you shouldn't have to. Well, believe it or not, carrying a firearm is a privilege, not a right. So if you wish to carry a firearm, you must do it correctly. All right, which means you're going to have to follow instructions from time to time. Do what the cops tell you to do. Massive protests all over the country and all over the world against these lockdowns and mask mandates. Hundreds of peaceful protests and demonstrations that Democrats and mainstream media are ignoring, not reporting on them, not talking about them, but they're happening nonetheless. You can look it up. Just go on your old Google there and look up, mask mandate protests or lockdown protests. Hundreds of them. All over the world. Peaceful protests. People standing there with signs. Why isn't it being reported on? Well, because the Democrats and the mainstream media don't want you to know that people are getting tired and fighting back against this. Democrats want complete control, and they are doing whatever they have to do to try to get it. It's really sad. In Canada, a judge ruled and then strips away parental rights of an 11-year-old son because she did not have the vaccine. She cannot get it due to other health reasons. So this mother who cannot get a vaccine had her son taken from her because she couldn't get the vaccine. This is where the government is overstepping its bounds. I'm going to tell you right now, if the government came and tried to take my kids from me, it would not be pleasant for anybody involved. Ever get between a grizzly bear and a cub? This is the step the judge took. In my opinion, the judge fucked the dog bad and will have to deal with the fallout and the clapback from the people. He now has a lot to deal with that will be paid for by the judge for his ignorance and overstepping his bounds. This fucktard needs to be removed from the bench before he spreads any more of his ignorance to the people. And now we're back to where I started out at, where I come on and I tell you I'm taking a break from my usual day-to-day because I needed it. I was getting depressed of the news because they're reporting about all this stuff happening. But I've noticed that they're not reporting about any solutions. Our foreign affairs are in shambles. Our southern border is a complete debacle. The Taliban took over Afghanistan within 90 hours of the American troops leaving. Democrats are forcing COVID vaccinations and punishing those that do not get the vaccination. So anybody who makes the choice of anonymity or autonomy, autonomy, and not getting the vaccination for whatever reason, whether it's a medical reason or just a personal choice or maybe even a religious reason, it doesn't matter. They're punishing people for not getting the vaccine to the point where people are getting fired, losing their jobs. Freedom is being left behind with these mandates being pushed by the Democratic Party. We got massive problems, most being generated by the Democratic left. People are being forced to stand with one side or the other, labeling people with "you're with us" or "against us," dividing people even more. We need to stop. We need to quit. For those of you who say, well, I can't because I have a family and I can't risk it. Well, go on and look at some of the videos that are being shown online of kids being arrested, of kids being beaten for not wearing masks or being at a beach. This is something that can be handled, can be stopped, can be dealt with, but it's not for some reason. I got upset because of what the politicians were doing to us. I am so sorry. 16 minutes in and we haven't taken a hit. Let's do this. Just goes to show you where my mind is at right now. If we don't stop what we're doing, we're going to end up in a bad position. I'm probably going to take a couple more days off and just do some light videos because we need some lightness going on. All this heavy mandating of masks and lockdowns, and people have reached their wits' end. Now they're not just pushing back, but they are ready to fight for their freedom. I am going to fight for my freedom. I'm going to fight to maintain what I've known for the last half a century. If you don't, you're going to lose what you have. And that's what they're pushing. They're pushing that you will own nothing and be happy. I wish I had some kind of just a way to see into the future just a little bit and be able to tell you that everything is going to be fine. Unfortunately, everything that I see and read leads to things being bad. We can be better. We need to be better. We're just human. But we need to be human and treat others the way we'd like to be treated. Yeah, we got Munch here. Let's get a shot of Munchie. How you doing, buddy? Yes, I know. I know. It's so terrible out there. Munch knows. He understands. The only thing we need to do is love one another. That's it. He loves me. I love him. And we get along great. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I hope everybody has a good day. I hope things go your way. Peace. I love you fuckers. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it. If you're feeling really wily, go ahead and subscribe. Peace. Like I said, I love you fuckers, and I'll see you later. Stay high, bitches.